Hello everyone and welcome back. In this particular session, we are going to solve another interesting previous year question on set associative mapping. So without any further ado, let's get to learning. Consider this question. It came in GATE Computer Science 2013 paper. Now the question states, in a k-way set associative cache, the cache is divided into V sets, each of which consists of k lines. That means we have a k-way set associative cache organization where the number of sets is V. And from k-way set associative, it's obvious that every set is going to have k lines. Now the lines of a set are placed in sequence one after the another. The lines in the set S are sequenced before the lines in the set S plus 1. Now this is pretty straightforward, isn't it? The lines inside the cache are in sequence. Again, the sets are also in sequence. That means the set number S will be prior to the set number S plus 1. Now the main memory blocks are numbered 0 onwards. That means the first main memory block is going to be numbered as 0 and the rest will follow. The main memory block numbered J must be mapped to any one of the cache lines from these to these. Now these are the options given and we need to find out the correct one. So let's try to solve this. Now first of all, they are talking about k-way set associative cache organization, right? And we know in case of k-way set associative cache, the entire cache is divided into sets where every set is going to have k number of lines. That means k lines per set. Now the entire cache is divided into V number of sets. Now let me show you with the help of an illustration. Suppose this is a cache memory where n lines are there, that means n cache lines, starting from the line number 0 up until the line number n-1. Altogether there are n lines. Now since the cache is divided into V sets, we can imagine if we start the set numbers from 0, we will end up until the set number v-1 having altogether V number of sets. Now it's mentioned in the question itself that the main memory blocks are going to be numbered from 0 onwards. Suppose these are the main memory blocks. In that case, this is the main memory block which is going to be numbered as 0. And now we are to find out where the main memory block number J is going to be placed. Suppose this is the main memory block number J and the question is where it will be placed inside the cache memory. Now during our discussion of set associative memory mapping technique, we followed the mapping procedure, didn't we? And we found out in order to find out where a particular main memory block is going to be placed inside the cache memory, we need to divide the main memory block number by the total number of sets. Therefore, where this particular main memory block number J is going to be mapped onto this cache can be found out by performing J mod V, because V is the total number of sets inside the cache. Now let's try to understand this entire concept with the help of a proper illustration, shall we? Now to be really honest, in order to get to the J mod V set, we need to cross J mod V sets. Confused? Alright, let me illustrate this. Suppose we have a cache memory with 8 cache lines starting from the line number 0 up until the line number 7. And the cache memory is a two-way set associative. That means every set is going to have 2 lines in each of them. And therefore, there are 4 sets in them starting from the set number 0 up until the set number 3. That means 4 different sets. Suppose we need to get to the line number 6. Now observe this carefully that the line number 6 belongs to the set number 3. Now in order to get to the set number 3, we need to cross 3 different sets. Similarly, in order to get to the J mod V set, we need to cross J mod V sets. Now this is a two-way set associative organization, right? Therefore, in order to get to the line number 6, which belongs to the set number 3, we need to cross first the set number 0. And set number 0 has 2 different lines, line number 0 and line number 1. Thereafter, we need to cross the set number 1, which has line number 2 and line number 3. Similarly, we need to cross the line number 4 and 5 in order to get to the line number 6. Therefore, we need to cross 3 different sets and each of the set is going to have 2 lines in them. That means 6 different lines. So, in order to get to the line number 6, we need to cross 6 lines. Now, how did we calculate that? We multiplied the number of sets with the number of lines in them, which practically gave us the first line inside the set number 3. Now if you observe carefully, in the set number 3, the last line happens to be the line number 7. Now we can get to the line number 7, that is the last line inside the set number 3, by first crossing all the sets, that means the set number 0, 1 and 2, and after that multiplying the number of sets we need to cross by the number of lines in each of the sets, and adding with that value the number of lines inside the set minus 1. Because we started numbering our lines from 0 and the 8th line got the number as 7. Now observe this carefully. J mod V sets is the number of sets we need to cross in order to get to the J mod Vth set. That means the set where the main memory block number J is going to be placed onto. Now this is similar to the value 3 in here, isn't it? And multiplying the number of lines inside each set, that is the set size, we got the first line's value inside that particular set. Thereafter, in order to find out the last line of that particular set, we need to again multiply the number of sets we need to cross with the set size and add the set size minus 1, since naturally we number the lines starting from 0. Therefore, the main memory block number J must be mapped to any one of the cache lines from J mod V, that is the number of sets we need to cross, multiplied by the set size or the K, because it's a k-way set associative cache, and in that case every set is going to have k lines in them, to J mod V multiplied by the same set size or the k plus set size minus 1. Therefore, option A happens to be the correct choice for this particular question. So that was all for this session. I hope now we have a very lucid understanding of set associative mapping. In the next session, we will have a comparative study of all the different cache memory mapping techniques. So I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you all for watching.